Hi everyone, please take note of the following disclaimer. Please note that this video is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. It does not constitute financial advice. We are not registered financial advisors. So we've all heard of the term wine pairings, right? I'm sure most of you watching this know because my audience is very smart. They're typically older, more mature. So when I say wine pairings, I think, most people, and especially you watching, are going to know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You want to pair maybe a Cabernet Sauvignon with a steak and lamb with meat, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? With fish, maybe a white wine, et cetera, et cetera. It just enhances, right? It's designed to pair, to really balance out everything, to make the experience better. What about if we apply that same concept I was thinking to covered call ETF investing, right? So that's the concept behind this video. Let me know what you think of this video. Give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. So let's start. We're going to do 5. We're going to look at 5 pairings, which I think are really make sense, that could add some balance, some diversification, if you will, a balance of strategy of assets in your portfolio. So the first pairing, if we're looking at general US, so overall diversified US market, I think a lot of people have, or most people have, either a USCL or a QQCL or an HYLD as kind of like a core position, right? Just give me the overall market, S&P, NASDAQ 100, concentrated similar to S&P. So what would be a great pairing for that? Well, an HHIS or a BIGY could be a good pairing to a basic S&P or an overall American ETF, if you will, because they could give you that yield boost or that amplified growth potential or that torque, if you will. So that's a really nice pair, I feel. Something like a BIGY or an HHIS, which I own both of them. I feel like it's a really nice pair to a more basic, more boring index-based or more diversified fund like a USCL, QQCL, HYLD, et cetera, et cetera. It really gives you that nice boost. Of course, there's going to be overlap between, right, BIGY and HHIS. The MAX 7 are in there, and the MAX 7 are also in HYLD and USCL and QQCL. But I feel like it give you a nice boost, a nice more yield boost, yield torque. Pairing number 2, we're going to do more kind of like the opposite now, something that could soften it, is something like an SDAY. So SDAY is really focusing on dividend stocks. It's dividend stocks, quality, boring, blue chip dividend stocks, dividend aristocrat stocks meets covered call. So something like an SDAY, right? We know that the majority of what it has is in the SMVP ETF, no covered calls on that one. Then they're doing the at the money covered calls on the VOO. That's how we're getting our yield. But the majority really of your exposure is going to be in these very boring, more blue chip dividend stocks on the US, right? McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, P&G, Caterpillar, et cetera, right? A lot less technology in this portfolio versus like an index fund or a QQCL, HYLD, USL, etc. So I feel like something like an SDAY is more a value play, and it could be a really nice pair, not only to something like a USCL, QQCL, or HYLD, and keep in mind SDAY is included in HYLD a little bit, but it could be a really nice value, more lower risk diversifier to something like HHIS and BIGY as well, because these are really focused on the more hyper growth stocks, more volatile stocks. Pairing any one of these with something like an SDAY could be a good idea while still getting the yield, right? The SDAY still has a really nice high yield, but you're getting exposure to more the blue chip, boring dividend stocks. What about in Canada? Before we continue, I'd like to tell you about the Moomoo Canada, a DIY broker that always has some great welcome offers. For example, deposit $100, get $50 cash back. Deposit $5,000, get up to $300 cash back. 60 days of commission-free trades. They also offer 6% interest on your idle funds up to $10,000 balances. If you're transferring from another broker, you could get extra cash back, as you could see here. If you convert Canadian to US and vice versa, Moomoo is very, very competitive. Well, you can't get any more competitive than 0% fees versus other brokers that typically charge 1 to 1.5%. If you're doing options, Moomoo is also very, very competitive to other brokers as well. And there's many, many more features. One of the coolest ones is by far the AI chatbot. So Moomoo was one of the first brokers in Canada to introduce AI into their broker. We could ask it anything about certain stock and earnings and sentiment, etc., etc. There's also an auto buy feature as well, where you could schedule consistent buys for whatever ETF and on whatever day you want, which is very useful if you want to buy a little bit over time and make it all automated. And I strongly recommend to check out their desktop application. I'm always amazed on how fast and how cool their desktop app is. There's watch lists. You could check out what's going on in the market live. It's very, very quick. The transitions are flawless. There's screener tools. So I highly recommend it, everyone. You really have nothing to lose, right? Deposit that $100, get $50 cash back and play around with it. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. And just for PII members, as a special added bonus, if you deposit $1,000, you will get an additional $30 Amazon gift card. So check it out, guys. The link is in the video description below. I'll even pin it at the top. Just make sure to get all these features. You actually use the affiliate link and you'll have to see the PII/Moomoo, as you could see here at the top. Right, in Canada, for the high yielders, the investors who really, really like high yield, we have CANI, we have ECHI, we have HHIC, which focuses on 10 key Canadian stocks with leverage, right? Shopify, Cameco are the big names in all three of them. So there's a little bit more volatility, a little bit more risk concentration. A great pair for any one of these three, if you have them as a core position, most likely if you have them as a core position, you really like high yield, is CDAY. So CDAY is kind of like the same thing as SDAY, but on the Canadian side. So pairing something like a CDAY, which of course focuses on the boring Canadian dividend stocks, aristocrat stocks. So things like all the 6 banks are there, and Couche-Tard and Loblaws and Fortis, and really the boring stocks. And guess what? There's no Shopify in CDAY. There's no Cameco in CDAY as well. So I feel it could be a really nice complement to either a CANI, ECHI, or HHIC, or even a TSX 60 type of position, overall Canadian position. I feel it could be a really nice diversifier to really, tone it down, give you some more value. Again, kind of like SDAY does to, tones down or adds value to something like an HHIS or a BIGY, or even a more diversified one like a QQCL, USCL, etc. The next one is actually very interesting. It's Class A. I feel like this is it's a really great underrated ETF. This is a collection of the best split share funds in Canada. And it could be, I see it as a financials diversifier. I was actually running the numbers or trying to figure out how much percentage of this portfolio is actually in Canadian and US financials. And I came to the conclusion it's actually about 75% in financials, right? A lot of these ETFs in here are pure financials, like Life and Bank, Financial 15, North American Financial 15, Brompton Life Co. You got the BK, Canadian Bank, and even other ETFs like Dividend 15 and DGS, which is here, are very, very heavy on the financials as well. So this is could be kind of like a financials diversifier. If you're very heavy, not only Canadian financials, but US financials as well. Don't forget that FTN and FFN, which are very big positions here, there's a lot of US financials in there. And there's also some US financials, by the way, in BK and SBC. Now, many people know that if you dig deep and look into SBC, which is, where is it? Right here, big position, and also BK, which is right here. They have a lot of U.S. There's not a lot. There's some U.S. financials in there, 10 to 15 to 20%. So there's a really nice mix of financials, mostly in Canada, but also a lot of U.S. So this could be seen as a really nice financials diversifier, especially if you're like me and you have a lot of your portfolio in US, which is mostly tech. That could be a really nice diversifier. You could also think of Class A as a strategy diversifier because these are split funds. These are not your classic covered call ETFs. They're split funds, which typically have less covered calls and a lot more leverage, so more growth potential. Split funds have a lot of these split funds have given bonus shares, the financials ones, because financials have been on a tear, done really well, and because there's so much leverage, they captured a lot of upside. When they actually give those bonus shares, it lowers the net asset value, kind of resetting the leverage or amplifying the leverage once again, because if you got to understand how the leverage works with the Class A shares. I've discussed with Michelle several times, but the higher the NAV goes, the less of a leverage impact there is. So when they do those bonus shares, it lowers the NAV. It increases the leverage again, or it resets the leverage. So this could also be not only financials diversifier, but also a strategy diversifier. And we know that this one typically will always aim for 12% yield. So yeah, very interesting. Last but not least is EQCL. Now, a lot of people, this is not me, I don't really care for international or emerging market exposure, but a lot of people want to add a little bit of emerging market or international to their portfolio, right? And China and Brazil and South Korea, Europe, of course, Switzerland, Germany, UK. So those are, the advanced economies or international developed is things like Europe, Japan, Australia, and the emerging markets are things like Brazil, India, South Korea, China, etc. Now in EQCL, this is the all-in-one from Global X, where it gives you exposure to the best stocks all around the world via index funds, via the most popular index funds, but with 25% leverage with covered calls. And what I like about this strategy is that you're not getting you can, but you're not getting something that's just international, like a MSCI EAFE covered call ETF. Of course, you could buy it separately, but these two here, this is where you're getting your international Europe, Japan, Australia exposure via the MSCI EAFE covered call ETF. You see that it's a pretty sizable position, 31%. And you also have the MSCI emerging markets, which is things like China, etc., India, etc., 10%. If you add both of those up, it comes out to a little over 40. But if you do divide it by 125, because it's this is leveraged 25%, you get about 33% exposure to those international emerging markets, but while staying primarily invested in North America via the S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, Russell 2000, of course, TSX 60. So instead of adding them separately, you could add a little bit of EQCL to really give you a little bit of that international or emerging market exposure if you really want it to your portfolio. So this is kind of like a geographic diversifier. Personally, I'm good with sticking with North America, but in case you want it, you could get or add a little bit of EQCL, a great pairing to a primarily North American focused portfolio. So those are my 5 pairings, if you will. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like. I wanted to make this a little bit fun, a little bit about portfolio management, structure, but also educational as well, to go over some of these ETFs in detail, especially some more underrated ones or some overlooked ones. I feel like the SDAY and the CDAY, which now do have a position in HDIV and HYLD, but also things like Class A, which I feel are very underrated. They could, a lot of these could be really good pairs together to really balance out portfolio. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay passive, stay honorable. See you next time.